Hugh Taylor. I'm from Deep River, Ontario.
Yeah. Leslie White, also from Deep River, Ontario.
Now, I would imagine that you're experiencing, at least in Peterborough, at least this year, a little bit of a sense of celebrity, considering your connection to the history here. Could you explain in your own words your tie to this region?
I'm the third great grandson of Peter Robinson.
Which makes you Leslie?
The fourth great granddaughter.
Now, were you always aware of your lineage, of your heritage? Has this always been something that's been important in your family, or did you recently discover this?
Oh no, this has been in the family as far as I can remember.
It's always been a point of pride in the family.
And how do you acknowledge what's happening here in Peterborough this year? The Nine Ships 1825, this entire bicentennial recognition.
Yeah, we get in a car and come down.
Right. For me, it's really exciting to have the opportunity to participate, and I realize that it's not directly about Peter, it's about the immigrants and about the immigrant experience. And while I know a fair bit about Peter, I'm really interested in learning more about the immigrants and what that was like.
Now, do you know how many descendants of Peter Robinson are we aware of in the world?
Not as many as I would like to be. We grew up believing Peter had never married and only being aware of two of his children. Edris, our newly found cousin, descends from a third child that we didn't even know about. So I've recently developed some theories about Peter Robinson's family, but because of that, the family history or the family descent has been somewhat obscured.
Okay, how interesting. I find it quite exciting that you are engaged about learning the challenges of the settlers who came over, led by Peter Robinson. What are your first thoughts on that whole experience?
Well, we were able to visit Ireland in the summer of 2021, and we did visit the Cove Heritage Centre, and we saw many of the sites that people left from. And it's hard to even imagine the hardship that drove people to pack up and leave. And so many Irish did leave. And while my ancestry is largely not among them, the Scottish were also leaving for their own reasons. And I'm kind of fascinated by what drives people out, what they've gone through, and then when they bump up against other people, what is that like? We're Métis on my father's side, which adds a whole other interesting element to the settlers that moved out west. So it's kind of personal without being exactly personal.
Anything in particular the week of August 1st to 10th that you're going to try to hit?
We're just starting to think on it.
I don't know.
We're trying to get through this week first.
When you're 91, it's a week at a time. I'm looking ahead and I'm looking to some of the Irish music, and I'm also really fascinated in the panel discussion on the impact.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My first name is Edris, Edris. My maiden name was Hilborn, Hilborn, and my married name is Snipes, Snipes.
Excellent. And where are you from?
I'm from Southern California, Dana Point, a little port town between Los Angeles and San Diego on the coast.
What are you doing here in Peterborough?
My husband and I retired about 6 years ago, and our motto is go places we've never been before. So we got an RV and we've been traveling the country just about every spring or fall. And this year we decided to do the New England coast and into Canada and parts of northern Michigan.
So were you aware of the bicentennial commemoration taking place? Or is this like a huge bonus?
I found out a year ago when we were starting to plan our trip. And I had Peter Robinson in my lineage on ancestry.com, but I had no idea what he did until someone contacted me and told me about who Peter Robinson was, started sending me links to read about him and about the bicentennial. So of course we wanted to include that in our trip.
So as you started to trace it back, were kind of like light bulbs going off saying, wait a minute, this makes sense?
Well, I've always known he was in my lineage as just a name, Peter Robinson. He was, his daughter, Mary, married a man named Jesse Hilborn. They had a son named Joseph Hilborn. He had a son named Leslie Hilborn, who's my grandfather. So I knew that lineage was in my ancestry, but like I said, I didn't know about the person. So that was the big surprise.
Tell me about meeting Leslie and Hugh.
Just met them this morning. So I know she's a wealth of knowledge about, Peter Robinson and the whole, immigration and our ancestry. So we're going to have lunch, and I can't wait to find out more. So yeah, just met her this morning. So
the fact that there are Peter Robinson, like we're excited about the people who can tell us that they're fifth and sixth, seventh generation from the ship, the Star, or the Fortitude.
Yes.
And you're telling
I
us
think that's
that
the
you're
focus,
connected directly to Peter Robinson, who
that's,
helped lead all
that's
of this.
a focus, and I understand the importance of that because I have a friend, coincidentally, who is Irish. Her last name, family ancestry is Young, and she is convinced that she's part of the original, immigration, and still researching that. But she's excited because we're friends, and we thought, well, gosh, if it wasn't for your ancestor, I might not even be here and have a friendship with you. So there's two focuses.
Well, I want to thank you very much for sharing that, and you are echoing also, one of the comments that Leslie said, that as much as this is so exciting to see what's happening, the understanding that about the immigration and about what the Irish were dealing with when they first arrived here is such a big consideration this year.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and enjoy your visit. Welcome to Peterborough.
Thank you very much.